The lights come up, the camera focuses. You are somewhere between, and the reality of your life is on show. We feel compelled to put on a show all the time, and on the stage of life, it is filled with some award winning performances that most will never get to see on stage. Not all of our stories are glamorous. I am Philip Clark. Join me today as we unearth the many roles of real people who share their journey and the lessons learned on that journey. Welcome to Lights, Camera, Real Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend them out there, welcome to another episode, another very riveting episode of Lights, Camera, Real Life. Of course, you know, I'm Philip Clark, and let me tell you something. You see, today, today I have a very interesting person with me, and he is going to share his story today. And more importantly, though, we're going to get some lessons. We're gonna pick up some lessons, some gems of how to even navigate our own lives. Because this is why we do what we do. This is why I do what I do. And I'm telling you, I'm so looking forward to this talk. I mean, I want to call it interview. I call it a talk, because that's how we chat. In a Jamaica, we have fireside chat. We sit down, we draw a bench. And let me tell you something. Today, you're going to learn a lot about a very popular guy. Ladies and gentlemen, help me. Well, first of all, I like to do an introduction, a proper introduction, you know what I mean? So let me introduce him properly and then we can bring him onto the stage because he know what the stage is about. Lacell Parnell is the first male actor to play a female character in Jamaica Roots Theatre. Yes. He is and has launched his career as a singer slash songwriter. Oh, yes. He's been a very popular actor, plays like Market Mampy, Kame, Hata Clap, Sit Down Pan It, original story Come to Bump, Licky Licky, Matey and Crosses, and there are more that I'm going to tell you about because he's the one who's going to tell you about himself. Recently, though, to his fame and claim, he staged in collaboration with Everton Dawkins Dynamite Productions the inaugural Roots Play Awards, where Roots theater practitioners were awarded and honored by their own for decades of service to the industry. Now, that is how them describe him. So, we want to describe him now. I describe this gentleman, you see, as a colorful caricature, a major force in Roots Theater, and a pioneer. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome to the stage him. Stage name is formally Girlie, but today he's Lacell Parnell. Lacell, what a one!
For having me. Thank you for having me, sir. It's a pleasure. Um, I'm sitting on your show, Lights, Camera, Real Life. Um, People is so ironic that when we went to the that breakfast brunch with Everton and Babsy Greens, and a lot of person was there.
Uh-huh.
Everton was to this gentleman, and we well, because I was with Everton, I happened to engage in whatever conversation they was having, and we was there for a long period of time. So Everton feel the urge to introduce me to this gentleman. I guess that he is well known. Edna Manley. I mean, people is a well known
You don't
man
know about that.
theater and in what he do. And when Everton introduce him, say, yo, this is Lacell, aka Mr. Handsome, aka Girlie. And to be honest, he dressed back and was like, women, the guy who played Girlie in the play, and it was like, he was like, didn't recognize or didn't expect to see me in the element that I was in. I
Right.
think he was looking for more of a flamboyant or the girly character that I play on stage is to
Yeah.
see that come to the brunch. But I don't know why some persons always perceive me to be not what they would expect to see me in a male form. And he was right, and the rest is history. So here I
Yeah.
am, ready to be interviewed by him.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. I hope I did you justice in that introduction.
Oh yeah, that was a good one because you're saying some stuff that there are a lot of persons not going to mention that we were the one who do the award, but it is in black and white. So you did what you have to do to
Yeah,
introduce.
man. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. But you know, say, listen, you know more than me though.
All
Because
right,
guess what? You know, say, years ago, when I was at university, I played a female character too. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get award fee too, so you know more than me. So let's say we'll get straight into it. You know, I find you a very interesting man. I find you a very brave gentleman as well. But you have a story that certainly made me pause and reflect. You started off in St. James. You were in St. James, but you dropped out of school. Tell me a little bit about how is it that you started from there and then you're now here. So tell me about the beginnings. Tell me about the first time that Mr. Man rolled onto the scene from high school days. Tell me, how did that happen?
All right. So give and take me as a young man that born in a family of 9 siblings,
Mm.
9 of us, and we are all crammed. Some of them leave when they get a little bit older. Um, Out of all of us, I always kind of have this vision that I'm gonna be the one who get rich and take care of my family, but build a big house. That was always my dream from I was younger. Um, but I realized that I don't think it's going to be possible based upon for what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, you know, back from school in the community. Person was like, if you don't have a proper education, I don't think you're gonna get far in life because you have to have that, And I'm saying, I realize that I'm struggling with that aspect of my life. The no, I mean, not bright like my cousin them, so how me gonna manage that? But we still have the hopes and the dreams to become um something great. So here we are, leave from basic school, go to all age school. I think I was the school clown at all time. Every concert I would have sing, and I thought that that was my first choice, singing.
Ah.
Singing. I would have imitate every Sanchez, every person who sing. I would have emulate them and trying to be like them. But there was no that pursuing singing in my community. There wasn't persons that pursuing acting where I could go to get a little pump up from them. So at school I realized that I would prefer to stay home if daddy said we have to go to bush go carry banana. Me, I don't care how much mastic are going to draw me where. Me depend that train. Me I go bush. Me I go because me just don't want to go to school. And the question when asked why you don't want to go to school, it was just the fact that I wanted to learn and I just can't get it. So what the use? So I would have joined every athletic. Football, me try it. Work for me. Cricket, me get ducks every time. Running, I remember some of my time, you run, you have sport there, you run off, and you want to be the best. And when you shoot off right there, and when me look behind me, me don't see nobody. And me say, yeah, me are the boss. Not to realize that everybody's already in front of me. So I was the only one who left behind and no nobody was there to come here look at me say, yeah, okay, me not even see them. But they was already in front of me. So I just say, you know what, forget it. That's not my cup of tea.
That's not your thing.
No, that's not my tea. And but the dreams is still there. Getting the opportunity to watch a big screen, a TV for the first time, would have been a black and white in our community, one TV. So, so the whole village pitney them a come out for
Which
watch TV.
community was this?
Was in Maroon Town, St. James,
Ah.
by Flagstaff, around a community called Zambia, because we were living a scheme. It was a scheme, but it's only few people have light. So you ever see when they build scheme house, but nobody on the light, it was very few. So that
Oh.
one Patrick Hines' father would have come from farm work, and he bring on this black and white TV, and everybody go. And my first experience watching the TV, sir, that's when my whole life changed because I see myself in the TV. Oh, but I visualize it. I go to bed and I dream scene. I'm watching myself on that TV. And then one time I seen Oliver came out with something, and I think he was doing an infomercial, and he have a part when he said, me God, me see myself. He was looking in the mirror. And he said, he look like anybody else. And I used that. And from right there, I seen that I wanted to pursue my career in acting. And that's where, again, I have to read the script, I have to know lines and everything. So that was kind of something that my hopes is already gone. So me not going out good in music, running, cricket, no sports. But two things I see that I can do. But the education aspect of it now, that's where it's going to beat me. So even if do I love it, I'm not gonna get it, because you have to can read and you have to know the song where you're singing, you have to kind of write out the song, forget it. But one of the things that I realized with me, the songs I could have catch the songs quick. Because if you can't read a song. So that was one of the quickest point of me, but I couldn't get nobody to record me or anything. All right, so kind of drop it out. I run away. I didn't want it to be a typical farmer like everybody else
You
now.
ran away from
From
Maroon
home.
Town?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't want it to become now a typical. I realized that my dreams of becoming an actor is not going to work. Singing, nah, go work out. So I'm in nasty up here, plant ganja. I'm like my father, raise cow, plant banana and yam, like everybody else I seen my community was doing at the time, because there. No, I wanted to be the one to break out. So it so happened that I stole my grandfather pot, a big pot that he cooking. I stole a scale from him. I stole my daddy goat, and I was heading now out of the out of the community. I get caught with the goat, and I happen to escape with the pot and the scale, and I sell the scale, and I buy few items to cook soup, and here I am in the big town of Montego Bay, cooking soup down by a place called Creek. And it was a very busy place that people have to come and take bus.
Yeah, Creek Street.
Creek Street. So I'm done by Creek Street, and I was cooking on this lady what you call it, rim, because they cook into the tire rim. I don't think she was coming, so I get the rim, and I cook the food. I put on my pot, get me all of my thing them, and the lady came before the pot done, and take off my pot off of the fire. I was crying, and older person was coming on and say, "Lefty, come on, make the man a hustle." And I like say, "Yeah, cook now, leave him." The man cuss and worried cloth off me rim.
How old were you at this point in time?
13.
Oh Lord. Wow.
13. But decide say, this is the I know. I watched so much TV at the time that I seen people leave, and when they come back with wife, kids, car, and everything, and they could have built a house for their mother. So I wanted to do that. My like a fairy tale. Me want to do that. So here we are now. People come around me, and people was buying the soup, even though the pot was on the ground. I was selling soup, and people helped me, and I sold off the soup, and I think I ended up selling the pot after I finished. It's not gonna work out.
Okay.
So I get caught. I get caught where my mother and my father kind of get a hold of, because I go to my family member and none of them want to put me up. I used to sleep in the market. And long story short, father and my mother would have come, then carry me over the police station, then beat me, and then carry me home. It wasn't long. 3 weeks after again, I left. 3 weeks after, I run away again. And it was so much thing that I have to do. Sleep on cart, sleep in the market of Montego Bay, hustle, pick up buckle, go to dance, sleep in abandoned building. Because I have a bed. Even though it's a lot of us, some already leave because some already grow. But I have a bed. But the notion of me staying there and not come to anything good, probably me can get a break in the town. So I'm willing to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Time passed by, and I can't forget, I was listening to a radio station. And I don't know if you remember Miss Barbara Goodan.
Barbara Gludon.
Yes.
Yes.
That woman is the reason for me to go to Kingston. Yep. I was listening to our radio program. That time, you couldn't, I don't know, what a radio station, you have to listen to our TV. You have to listen to Barbara.
Yes.
She came over the year and said that, there's a man in Kingston looking for a waiter who can, a cook who can clean up kitchen, wait and everything. Um, age 16. That time, I'm going to say year past, so about 16, 17, them time then. And they would like them folk to come to Kingston where the place was and everything. So once I get that, I write down the telephone number, I call the man. I go to the phone booth, I'm a call the man. He interviewed me on it and he said, how can I come to Kingston? But it's a living word now. So me might know me there in the big city up here, so now me I got one bigger city.
That's right.
Everybody have Kingston. If you want to know, me might know everything is in Kingston. Actors is in Kingston. My idol is in Kingston. So now me I get a chance, one way or the other, me I go find Oliver, me I go find Jokey Jam, me I go find all those actors who me see on TV, me I go find them. So who me hear about. And so I went to my aunt, and I told my aunt about the situation. She said, oh, we have a friend that buy and sell clothes. So she'd have come back and forth, Mobile and Kingston. So I told them what was happening. Them say, you sure? Me say, yeah. And they introduced me to the lady, and the lady would have carried me to Kingston and take me to the place where I was going to live in. However, she take me to her house and said, this is where I live, Mountain View, I can't forget. So I would have stayed there and the overnight and then in the morning. So, and she said, if anything, if you call her and she would have come for me if things not work out. I went to the job. They interviewed me. I started to work right away. I went there and I realized that it was a lot of youngster there, some older than me, but the conveniency of where I was uncomfortable. And after a while, I started to, I get fired, they let me go. So I worked there and I save up my money. So I
the
save up
working conditions you say were not good.
that's suitable. But so I saved my money because I lived there. I save a good amount of money. I'm gonna tell you what happened to my money. So over a while, about a month or two into it, we started to get more and more uncomfortable. Me about 16, 17, when I get there, the sleeping arrangement was not appropriate. It was mostly male who was living in and working. And you would have wanted 3 or 4 male to sleep on one bed. I'm say, me go sleep on the floor. As something me used to. Come on, me I run when me sleep in a old car, me sleep on the floor. And I don't know why they was upset and, it's not appropriate for me to sleep on the floor. Me say me not sleep on no bed with so much male, so much man. And, it's hard to get uncomfortable and in tell me say me have to leave. And I call the lady and I end up leave. So the money now that I make a good amount of money. I can't recall, but the money I've never made that much money ever. I get pay, I get like a tip. So it so happened now that when I went to buy the lady, the lady now would have asked me for a loan. Say I must lend him some money out of what me have so she can buy some clothes, because so she a igla. So now me have to stay with her now, because I want to go back now, because me have enough money now to probably do something for myself in Mobile. So she borrowed the money, so me have no choice but to stay with her until she give me back my money.
Right.
Me never 1 week become 1 month, 1 month become 2 months, and I end up spending with her about 5 months in that same places, and I would never get back my money. And I would have to take care of her kids by getting up in the morning, make sure they get them breakfast to go to school, go to school, go pick them up, and everything. So we become a yard boy
Oh,
for that
wow.
lady. You understand? You hear me?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I decided in my mind that I'm moving now. So I wait until the kids went to school. She went out to sell. I went into her room and there was this, snake chain, a snake necklace that she had and chopperata. And I take them off. I didn't store. When you store something like me, you're broken at somebody's house, I live there. So I went and I take them off our dresser or pack my clothes openly that I would sell them to get back my money to go back to Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am now. The only place I knew to take a bus to go Spanish Town or to find my way back. So I'm asking question. It was Crossroads. It was Crossroads. And when I remember I sit on the Paysa right there at Crossroad, right where you can look at Carib over there, and I'm over on the other side, and I sit down. And
Uh-huh.
I remember a gentleman walk up to me. So by then it looked like she went home and miss it and would have called whosoever she called. I would have known where I would have been at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So I realized that a man came over. I remember I don't really familiar or know too much persons in Kingston at the time. But as a friendly person, the man came over to me and said, Lacell, made up on the interview. Me, Lacell, what go on? You remember me? And I said, no. He said, you remember me, man? And he started to say something. I said, okay. Like you know, call my mother name or my aunt name, because the persons would have known my aunt name. And I can remember the only thing he said, police officer. And they hold me and take me across over the police station right there at Crossroad. And I was arrested that time. I was basically still young. Um, and they take me down to the remand center. Let me tell you, man, as a juvenile, 18, 19, them time there was my stomach turned, you know. I was still I didn't 18 yet at the time. But anyways, um, they carry me to court and she show up in the court. Um, and the man show up in the court and they tell the judge, oh, they find me and whatever. And I'm a bad person. I run away from home. Which all what it was saying about me not staying home, cut down my uncle banana tree. And that wasn't of no significance in the courtroom, what I did back then. It was just the fact that she wanted to show the judge leverage to make me look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I said to the judge, guilty with explanation, and I said to the judge, what happened? No, I couldn't prove to the judge that I gave her my money and I was waiting for it. You know,
Right.
so I get the punishment and they send me off to Racas to Spanish Town prison for 6 months,
Wow.
still a juvenile, and that's when I get the name Chucky. Um, and all right, so fast forward, I didn't spend 6 months, I spent 3 months because when they realized that I shouldn't even be there
Yeah.
at the time,
Because
they,
you're a
they
juvenile.
yeah they released me, but my release meant no. I where am I gonna go? No, I have to find my way out. No, in Kingston because I find my way out in Montego Bay. And no, I'm not going back there. So I remember the one thing I did is take my whatever clothes I did have in the prison at the time. I come out with it and I went back to Tree. I sit right around the park, Mandela Park. I sit right there. It was getting late in the evening and my stomach started to turn. I mean, it made me say, yeah, because I don't know nobody. I don't know where to get something to eat. I wasn't a person who can walk up and say, Mr. D, me I beg you $100. That wasn't in my DNA. I always push card, pick up backlog, do something. So, some street boy would have stopped at the side and say, well, Mr. D, beg you $100. No? I couldn't do that. That wasn't a part of my running away on the street. Me's a hustler.
Yeah.
So, me hungry, sir. I was hungry. And all I can remember is at this time I would be eating in the jail. Me I eat. At one point, me say, boy, I wish me did it back. I wouldn't lie because that's how much I hungry.
Right.
Sitting down there, me see about 3 or 4 youth would have walk come over with me there. And they know say, because them see me sit down there for the longest. Some of them look dirty, some of them look all right. So so they was street boy too. And they would have come around me and ask me some question, what me I do ya so, where me come from. And because I was locked up with a young man in the jail named Chucky from Elizabeth, New Jersey. He speaks fluently American dialect. So me and him in there, I emulate his accent a lot. So it's like me and him talk, so me learn him ways. One of the struggle that I have, or me and him become friend. He was reading a book and he was laughing. I mean, begging me, say, sir, I know you're reading and you're reading by yourself. Could you read it out loud so I could, get it because I couldn't read the book myself. And that's I explained to him about my dyslexia. Every book he get, he read it out for me. Be time he go away because he leave before me. Me could have read the book to everybody.
Wow.
I mean, know every words of the book.
Yeah, you hear and you retain the sound
Yeah,
of the words.
quick. And that's how fast I was. So when they approached me, I didn't answer them first. And then it's so ironic when I answer them, I say, excuse me, what me I talk to them like and they say, where you from? So I kind of use the same story that Chucky had and tell them. So they thought that I was from America. And they wanted to be my friend. And I told him about the accident. So you make up a story. I told him, I don't have no mother and father. They died in the accident, just like Chucky story. But he's a born American, but he came down here and he lost his way and he get arrested and everything. So that's what I'm feeding on for a while until I have to eventually just be myself. So here we are now. Them say if me can come with them. They must sleep up on one yard or so. So what they do, they will capture a resident. That person's probably move out. Nobody live there for years, It is unoccupied. So not like say people have them good furniture in there or anything. Right. No, it was half abandoned, but it's still there in somewhere night. And they said we must come. So when we go up there now, oh Jesus, sir, and 4 of them alone, about 25 or more, plus girls.
Oh.
Young and old up there. You know what I'm saying? So, me time me reach up there, cursing pan a food cook, me get royalty treatment, me get the best. I know everybody want to be my friend.
Because you're a foreigner.
Thank you. And that's how I meet my first daughter's mother, right there up there, because she was a part of the street girl team too. So me and she become close, and then entanglement started to go on sexual, but it wasn't a girlfriend and a boyfriend thing. It was just a regular thing. And
ladies and gentlemen, we are having some you call it now, we're going into the life and times of Lacell Parnell, aka Girlie, and we're gonna now hear about how he transitioned from running away from home, Maroon Town, St. James, find himself in a Kingston, and how he got now involved in theater. So Lacell, with all of that drama with you being on the street, you're now living on the street basically in an abandoned building. How did the theater thing come in now?
All right, so Offertree Road, and Offertree is Offertree. So you have a place called Offertree Playhouse, and it was owned by Dr. Ford. So Offertree Playhouse is where Offertree Playhouse, Green Gables, all those theaters. This is where the magic happening. Offertree Playhouse. So there's a right around beside Offertree Playhouse. Yeah, Leo. I don't know if you remember Leo, where all the biggest set of dance used to keep. So when I go to Leo to go pick up Battle on a Sunday evening or a Saturday evening, I have to see what's going on over Offertree Playhouse. So here I am seeing the line is going inside of a building. So I investigate what is going on over there? And they said, that's where Ian Reed them there, that's where this person there, that's where Bad Boy Trevor them there, and all of the actors them who we hear about, that's where they perform. So now, me nobody want to go outside again, me nobody want to pick up battle. Me want to turn up outside to say me can see any one of them actor there, to tell them say me like acting too, but I've never get the chance to see any one of them. So long story short, me started to lurks around Alpha Tree Playhouse. The theater was open enough that you could go on in there when no play is going on. So me get the opportunity of sneak around the back and sleep in the theater when no play is not keeping, like on a Friday night or Saturday night. That would have been my rescue, my refuge from not getting bullied on the street. Because yeah, bigger man, we can take the money and we sleep sometime in the rain. So now we have a cover, nobody don't know. But it so happened that one time the whole sleeping there resulted into about 3 of us or 4 of us get caught. We get caught in, and we was all by our shirt, collar, and cab outside. And we bring to the boss himself and say, see them boy, them are sleeping at the theater and they piss it up at night time. And truth be told, we couldn't come out because if it lack, there's no, because we kind of lack, and if it come out too much, they're going to see it. So we were peeping in a buckle and box. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes the buckle and box turn over so the theater rank. So then caught, we know, then say, see the culprit, them who was sleeping at the theater and make it rank. So the boss who owned the theater would have said to them, listen to me. And he thought he said, beat them. He said, beat them. Then he would say, no, but I beat them. Make them clean out it. I make them clean. Them want to sleep in there. Clean it out every night. So we have to go in here, we wash it out and clip it down. And then our job was just clean the whole yard at the tire shop, because it was a tire shop in the front and the theater in the back. All right to the side. So my job and Philly's job was supposed to sweep it up. Do you know, say about 5 of us was there? Do you know, say all 4 of them say them not do it?
Really?
I'm the only one who take that thing. Let me say, give me every broom. I want, give me the broom, give me the fork, give me the shovel. Because now I'm going to get the opportunity of sleeping in the theater at night, getting the opportunity to watch the play them during the days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And now, me not only watching the play, that I'm going to start acting it, I'm fixing the tire on the tire stand. So I watched the play for so long until one day I have the courage enough to talk to somebody about me being an actor, and it was Everton Dawkins. And I went to him and I said to Everton, me can't do the play and me can't do everything like everybody else. And he said, well, you know about play? He said, you know, go to school, man. Them people here, then them know what them do. I'm going to stop pissing. Until one day he was tired of me. Dawkins was tired of me. And he said, come with me, what you have to say. And I sit him down around the back and I tell him from the beginning of the play. I tell him, he said, how do you know this? Me say, me watch them and me observe everything. So it happened now that one day, one of the characters didn't show up, and they have a full house, and they went to the boss, and he said, hey, Chucky, they call me Chucky because me get the name from the guy. Chucky, right. No, watch him play, put him in a costume. I play the policeman role. Put him in a costume, put him on the stage, no business, don't cancel. And then put me on that stage, brother. I think they did a mistake, but I dominate that stage. I memorized I even ad-lib. Every one of the actors and actresses was looking and say, oh no, man.
So how you memorize the lines when you couldn't read?
How
you memorize the lines when you couldn't read the lines? You didn't get a script?
No, all right. Because I listen to
it based on what you saw.
No, I get the opportunity to watch the plays. So I memorize every actor line. Me know every actor line. So when they give me the opportunity to play the policeman, it was easy because I know the line. It was you give me opportunity on that. That's how I'm going to take it. So
preparation meets opportunity.
Right. So now Ian Reed who is he went away for a while and then he came back from Canada and he wanted to revive the same play. He wanted to revive the same play. So Ian went to him, Everton went to him and said, "Boy, that you there, the man skilled." He turned to Ian Everton and said, "Me can't put him on the stage. Everybody, even the actor, them, him dirty. Him on him fingernail, him a fixed tire. How the people them gonna look for no says a tire boy, the player in the player, you know. So to him, what I was doing wouldn't. I'm a street boy. Me can't read. Me asleep in the theater and those things. I don't fit the criteria to be into this kind of what they are doing. And Everton said, "Give me a chance, man. Give me a chance." And he gave me a chance, and he said, "All right, I'm going to use you." And here I am now.
Wow.
He never looked
And
back.
the rest is history. So at another point, you were given another character. How did the Girlie character come about?
Okay. No. All of them realize my position and realize what I can do. Anytime Ian writes a script, he would have said, this is a script, but I'm going to make Orville All from Dancing Dynamite. He would be the one who recorded for me on a cassette tape, and I will listen to it on a regular. So anything I'm going to do, he will do that. When the Girlie character come up, he come up with a play called Fire Near Wire. I wasn't a part of the Fire Near Wire, meaning I wasn't playing no major role. Probably I would have played the police or a gardener, but I wasn't um 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 choose to play a female role. So the female role was given to an ex-girl. And every time the girl would come up, she's supposed to do some kind of punch. The attitude was supposed to be there, but she wasn't doing it. And I would have, with my big mouth, as always, get myself into something that me not get myself into. Always be the one who said, get up, let me just show you. So I said to her, I said to Ian, run the line. Then Ian said, what you do? What you do? But if she can do it, how you gonna do it? Him say, all right. So Lana would have, me say, action, I mean, knock the door, bam, bam, bam. And Lana would have said, who that? And me say, nobody but me, girly child. Me say, Lana. Me say, me see Mas Trevor down so, power ninja sawakaki. Brother, the bike is ninja sawakaki, something like that. But when me see Trevor power and bike down so, because the girl used to say ninjas and right. And for Ian said, cut. Ian said, cut. Ian, Trevor, Ian, Lana, everybody was like, are you a play the role? I say, I show the girl, where you talk about me a play role? What role are you talking about? Jamaican man never to play no full female in a show. So cause girl is supposed to be from the beginning to the end. And Girlie just out of nowhere.
Girlie was born.
Girlie developed into that one thing when he said the ninja sawakaki. And then the character start to improve more. Because more I do the show, is the more I get punchline.
Well, I must say to you though that you have taken on the role so well. I mean, just seeing you in some of the photos and some of the clips, you just do it so well. So let me ask you a question. How were you so comfortable playing the role? You clearly is a man that knows yourself. You know exactly who you are. So you can play a man, you can play a woman. How you get to a stage where you did not care?
Self-worth. Who am I? I know what I worth and I know who am I inside. You don't have to tell me who I am. I know who I am. You see, playing a character is playing a character. This is something that I'm not planning on doing as a man walking on the street as a female, try to solicitate a next man. That's not what the character is about. I want to comfortable in the character that they play now, but when they come off stage, you see, I don't have to argue with you when I'm playing Girlie. I can cuss you. Me not feel mad because you call me, or me not feel mad when me I play Girlie, because Girlie know how to cuss you. Because me playing a role. So when me done, me now go cuss you like Girlie. I'm not going to do that. Because me can't cuss you like Girlie like this because conflict of interest. Why would I do that?
You're not Girlie anymore. You're now Lacell.
Once I take off that costume, I become Lacell. So, and
So
that's why
at no point were you afraid when you stepped out on the stage what the men in the audience are going to say?
listen to me. Remember, but people was more, remember, if you remember back in the days, I talk about it, almost a century ago, woman wasn't allowed to play in our play. It was mostly male, and they would have played the female character and the male character.
Time, yes.
So it wasn't about afraid about, I was just doing a show. You have to understand that I just play a part. So for me, no, it wasn't for me, honestly. I'm never afraid of playing the character Girlie. It's since lately people started to argue about it and start to make uproar about, oh, it is not right. But when we always was sitting down and watching other celebrity play a female, we went to the movie, we buy our ticket to go watch them. We buy their plays, we support everything that they do. But when a Jamaican do it, it becomes a topic.
A problem. Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, I congratulate you for really going ahead and being the trailblazer, because several persons came behind you. Now, that increased that was what led to your popularity, and you started doing plays not just here but overseas. Tell us now, how did you transition from doing roots theater plays in Jamaica to doing them in the US?
To do what? I can't hear you.
How did you transfer from, or should I say transition from doing your plays in Jamaica to doing it in the US?
And that's where you're coming up. Okay, being an actor in Jamaica, once you are good, then you are going to travel the 14 parish automatically. Upon traveling the 14 parish, now you don't have nowhere to go. Some people now overseas wanted to see you up front and personal. Because you see, sometimes things can come back at you, where you never know. So here I am, realizing now that you are getting an opportunity to go overseas. So our first attempt was Canada. And all of us as actors went. Lana, Trevor, Petisha, Agatha, Ian, everybody went, and we all went to the embassy together. And everybody get a visa except me.
No.
Because of the police record that I had when I was a juvenile for that chain.
Right.
Thing.
Right.
But one of the things that I realized with my cast member, they were supportive and they was with me. Now, when Ian Reid realized that I'm the only one who didn't get the visa, the show was canceled. And everybody would have said to him, not the cast member, people would have said, find somebody else to play the character, man, when I get the opportunity. Every one of the actors them say, no, you say if Girlie now go, we now go. And everybody who get the Canadian visa would have stepped aside just because I didn't get the visa to do it for me. That was loyalty back then. We have a bond. We wasn't making that much money, but all of us as actors saying, listen to me, because if one, make no sense, not carry me alone. That's how the team used to work back then in theater. And for years, everybody sit down on the Canadian visa, They could have gone a foreigner, but we get stuff to go to a play. So all right then, so things and times pass, and I get a next opportunity to go to the US. And when Lyndon Brown called me and say to me that I'm coming, I was like, yeah, right. We've been there already. Because sometimes some people talk. And Ian come to me and said to me, listen me, this time, yeah, go. I went down to the police station. I told him that because it wasn't no major charge, It was just that petty last name of what I do. And they said, all right. And we talked to Ufi, talked or anything. And what happened now, when I went back now to get the American visa, which the American visa didn't ask for a police record. So the whole thing would have been wherein I would be the center. If I'm not going, I'm saying, no, make the same thing happen happen again. Because now is the opportunity. 1996 thing was getting out, and anybody get a chance to go afar, make them go. So I say, God, if I got to go, work it for me. And when I went, I can't forget the day when I went to the American embassy. Everybody else go up, talk and everything, and me go up now. And at that time, you never have to wait to get the answer. You could have get the answer right there.
Right.
And they asked me, said, Mr. Parnell, how come everybody has got a Canadian visa and you didn't have one? I say, miss, I make a little error when I was younger. Boom, boom, boom. And the lady said, well, at least you're honest. And the lady said to me, said, if you go to America, would you come back? They laugh and say, then excuse me, what you expect? What do you expect? May I come back? Did I come back? No, but me lie to the woman. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't come.
Oh. So you did not come back. So you ran off?
But me have to tell her what she want to hear. So when she said to me, Mr. Parnell, we're gonna give you the visa, and this is stamp the book. I remember I put my thumbs up behind me, and everybody was like, yeah, ooh, cry. And I think we leave the same day. When somebody said to Ian, say, Ian, you can leave the next day, and say, no, man, if the plane full, even if I stand in, we are go there. Because we didn't want to leave. We just want to leave. The man said, if I stand in, that we are leaving. I remember when time we reached at the airport, somehow we did overload. Because guess what? No. For me now, we packed 3 weeks already, 3 weeks prior. Everything when me I carry pack already 3 weeks ago. So when they tell me if you go up pack, they say, excuse me, we pack a long time. So who feel late? I wasn't going late because I now made this a trip, yeah. And then ticket, it's like everything, we were so certain that we get in it, that things was like right into place. And anyways, when we reach at the airport and whosoever have too much clothes, so we walk and drop out something, somebody have to pick it up because we are the last people them go up on the plane.
This is a movie.
So Lana have too much things, she drop a Petisha, put it up, pick it up, put it in the bag and say, yo, carry this. We don't know, we just are run so. Anyway, we reach the plane.
So you actually got onto the plane and ended up where? New York?
New York.
Okay.
We ended up at Queens. After we've been in Queens, we started to do shows, but then people started to come up. We went to the US, a limousine ride where I get. When we go to VP Records, because VP Records sell ticket, it's a white limousine, pull up, and we come out and people's there meeting us. Because remember, Roots Theater never bus in America. I want to explain it to you. Roots Theater never bus in America. We only play, remember, Pioneer Way and those play our Roots Theater. So the only play was in America at the time would have been Oliver Samuel.
Oh, I see.
And he dominated the 4 borough everywhere at Oliver. If an Oliver, them now watch it.
Right.
So no, we have to make our mark. So we go everywhere to promote and show them sell out so we meet friends. Then my evening gig, I want to get my gig to do little what do you call it now, backyard barbecue. I would just have like Girlie and go to the backyard and entertain the people them who hire me, who said they want me at them after they come and they play. And we do some play, and some of the times they owe us. The man who carry us would have owe us and say, okay, we do 2 shows, we get paid for 1 or for 1. We do 3 shows, we get paid for 2 or for 1. And it was a like a pattern going on like that for a while. So I realized we was getting drip.
Okay. So we're at the point now, ladies and gentlemen, where we are hearing how Girlie Lacell transitioned to the US, run off to the US. And this is now his story while in the US. All right.
Yes, man. So, my transition in America was somewhat a bitter one. I probably I don't gone through the sleeping on the street as I did when I was in Jamaica, but you're going to be here some rocky ride that I'm going to. A lot of person thinks that going to America is a bed of rose. Worse if you ever run off. Worse if you don't have anybody out there to look out for you. So here I am now at the peak of our thing, where we was getting less money for the work that we was doing, and we would have sit around and waiting for our money, and it wouldn't come. I think one of the things that when you talk a lot, you might say something to a person, and the person might come back and say it to somebody else. So in the process of we being there, somebody went, the person who take us would have said that he's not going back down to Jamaica. He's not coming back home with us. He's sending us down, and they are staying. And one of the female in the cast come and prick me and tell me, say, she heard that boom, boom, boom. And I said, I have no problem going down as long as I get all my money, you know? Because now the potential of we going out there would have great. And I don't think that I'm saying anything disrespectful about him. It was just the reality of, you know, what would have, you know, happened when we here. Not saying that, probably would I get thrown under the bus, but something would have been done. So what I did, I make arrangement to somebody come to me and say to me, say, if me don't want to stay, me say stay away. I don't know where to stay. I don't have no family here. Even though I have family there, I don't know where to find them. And the person plan and say, all right, we'll come for you at a certain time. No, I'm petrified because I don't know where me I go. But me want me no want go down without nothing. And actually I leave everything. Whatever the rest of money me leave, passport, everything. So I remember we was right there in Queens, and we were near to the airport. I was there playing domino. Me, the one of the owner, and some other persons were playing domino. So 4 persons. So me did that play domino, and me draw me hand. Me play, me say me soon come. Me I go to the bathroom. By then, the people who come for me was at the front of the yard, so somebody could have bring, and Petisha was a part of it. Took a Petisha bring the clothes them, go to the car. A Giata help me bring the clothes them to the car. Meanwhile, me pretend to be in the bathroom, so he could have hear me say, "Yo, urban come." I say, "I'm in the bathroom and soon come." And I do believe that they are still waiting for me to come up to play, because I didn't come to the bathroom. That was my that, I gone, I gone. Yeah, my my transition now would have been the lady, the person that I stay with. It was our daughter who influenced our mother to make me stay with them. As she was a fan, she come watch the play. Don't know her from Adams, but I liked the girl, but the girl was younger than me. She was mainly way younger than me. And I realized that that relationship in the house of the mother wouldn't work. Um, so all focus was a shift from the girl to the mother. And even though the mother have two, three, four sons, two older, one middle, and one small one. So the girls them look at me, the young man and the girls them look at me as peer. The way how I act with them, they couldn't accept me as their stepfather, even though the woman have an ex-boyfriend that coming to look for the baby father. But we would have do our okey pokey when the kids them gone to school, or in the middle of the night when everybody else is sleeping. And that would be a secret relationship between me and her. And I have to live there with her. So I'm getting food, I'm getting accommodation, I'm getting sex from her. I'm living. I'm going to stay until whatever happen. Um, so the relationship has mount up to you know secretive. What kind of make me started to feel uncomfortable again in the relationship would have been, I remember she would have said to me, we must go downtown.
Downtown?
Sorry, if I'm alone, I go, you know, not realizing that the downtown, what she talking about, is not the downtown that is in my mind. She wanted for me to have oral sex with her. And
Oh. Okay, I see. Downtown. Okay, I see.
you know, in return, she did me and I did her back, you know, and it wasn't my cup of tea. Put it that way.
That is not your thing.
it was my thing. And
So did that cause a problem in the relationship?
no, it didn't cause her to show me any bad face. It was, I wanted to show her off, even though she was older than me. I wanted to, me and she can go have something, even though me now walk. Me a man, me not supposed to, just because me live there and your kids them big, they can't know step, me and them step. And you know, it's right for them call me stepfather because me and them go play basketball together. We were just like, them are my younger brother and sister. That's how we feel to me, you know?
Right.
Me that they go out, go look at a relation with other girls who probably my age are a little bit younger than me per se. Now when we say younger, about 2 year or 3 year younger than me, and you know, but it wasn't cause a problem. Okay, so time passed. Wherein now I start to work with our family, doing like a odd job there, and it so happened that I get the urge now to call my mother, and I call the bakery that my whole family would have gone for a phone call because this or that they own the place, Flagstar Bakery. And I called them, and they told me that um my mother is coming down on the Saturday. So I prepared for the Saturday, and I called and she answered the phone, and she was so overwhelmed when she heard my voice. And she said, Lacell, are you this? And she said, we are called from me at New York. And she said, no, it's like the people convinced my mother that I died or I'm in prison.
Wow.
And so my mother, when she heard me and she heard my voice and she realized that I'm okay, and you know, my relative who would have been the one who take the phone call would have said, yeah man, see the number here, because you know they have an ICAS and then sent in the back home. So she calling from America for you. Because and then when we talk, and my mother so proud of me and everything, I'm saying, Mom, you know what? Me I go send one barrel for you. Because at that time I make little change from helping this lady
Right.
husband doing my brother construction that they lift up some stuff. As I said before, I'm not the one who stretch my hand out. I always trying to hustle mine. And I said, my favorite uncle will always go to overseas. I said, if they know where he is, and they say yes, he's in America. I said, if I could get a number. She said, call back, and they give me the number. And I call him. I live at 1216 St. John's Place. And when I called to find out where my uncle was staying, he lived at 1614 St. John's Place.
Oh, so close, yet so far.
Not around the corner. Where I live, I can look from where I live. Can you know, so they block them on the house them join up, so they go, oh, I can stay from where I live and see where my uncle is staying up there. And I was like, what? So suddenly after I come off of the phone, my mother, I went to see if he was there, and they told me that he wasn't there, he went to work. And I get back. When I go back, I knock out the door, and he came out. And he was surprised. One of the first things he said to me, what am I doing here? I said, what do you mean? What am I doing here in America? I was like, well, I came up to do some shows, and me explained to him what happened. And he told me that if he was in my place, he'd go home. I said to him, say, Uncle, me can't go home coming on passport. I know me left everything. Thought that he would have encouraged me and show me some movement, what to do or what not to do. He was one who trying to influence me to go back home. Then when I say to him, say, no, I'm doing a little hustling, I'm going to pack some barrel, I want to pack 2 barrel. How do you send barrel back home? And he told me not to pack no barrel. And in my mind, it dawned on me and said, but this is the reason why I'm here. This is the reason why you're here. But I remember back then that when he was going back and forth and come back, he wasn't really bringing anything for us. He was bringing it for certain a part of the family, but we didn't get a sweetie. So that's the mentality that you have, that you probably want me to have, which I because you are thinking that if I send them Barry, they're gonna take set. That's the reason why I'm here, to make better so they can get. I didn't listen to him. I went ahead and I packed my barrel and I put envelope in the barrel with $5. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Five US dollar me put in that barrel, and me write who forever name. Even me gonna write the name, me just put the P, and say that I have brother P. Me put the T. So me, you know what I'm saying? So me can tell his wish name and who forgive. And I thank God that I didn't take nobody advice. So it happened that time passed by now that I was working at a corner store right there in Utica and Eastern Parkway. And I so happened that I slide on a banana peel and I hit my tailbone, and it resulted in the ambulance came and take me to the hospital. And normally if you drop it, anybody know New York, that's the first thing. That time, you don't have to worry about if you're straight or if you're not straight. No police now gonna look for you. No immigration now gonna look for you. So, I made the report and tell them that I was dropped in the store. So I get a lawyer, and the lawyer sue the company that I was working with. And even though they come to court and deny the fact that he didn't know me, there was records or evidence to prove that I was worthy. And they settle the case and they give me couple $100 well I get from the case. Couple $100 well. Something
Oh,
feasible that we could leave with the lady, leave some with the lady and then go on my own. So I wanted now to find somewhere else on my own. So I hit and say I'm going back to Queens. That's where I originally started from. And I went and stayed with a friend of mine, Marcelina. There was no convenient, no space was there for me either. My space would have been on the floor.
oh,
And
you're back on the floor again.
again, I've gone back on the floor again. So my space would have been on the floor. And I would have been stepped over to go from one place to the next, our bathroom. And to me, that was my comfort zone. And I was all right. And we become good friends. They show me ropes, they carry me around. They didn't treat me any bad. Only thing, there was no space for me to go on a bed or go on the couch because other person was on the couch. And it kind of drew a straw for me one day when me and she alone was there, and she get a welfare check and the welfare book. Anybody remember those book? And we would have go to the supermarket and we buy one whole pack of goods. I said, shop back then, when back then the person who used to be on welfare, let me tell you something. When them I go shopping in a bed, I two big old jumbo shopping cart, and for them welfare check, for the welfare sitting there not done yet, and still have money yet, And we would they would sometimes they would have shop for the month, the amount of stuff that they was getting. Um, and I went with her. When she come back up, I noticed that she was arguing on the phone. And then the voice get louder and louder. I me I'm alone there. I me I'm alone there. And nobody don't understand patois. And me can't find me $20. And so I could hear the person on the next side of the line. Run the boy out of your house. And if you not give you money, run him out of the house. And I'm hearing it. She's not saying anything to me indirectly,
Mm.
but she's saying it to somebody on the phone that she missed her money, and I mean, and she alone, and I must me take it up. And it go on for hours. It go on for hours until our two sons came from school and they saw me sitting on the chair. And the first thing they asked, Uncle Lacell, what happened? I said, I don't know. Your mother missed her money. I said, no, why you coming up and ask nothing? I mean, I'm alone there. And then she start raise her voice with her son them there. And when the son said, Mommy, I know Uncle Lacell not going to take your money. No, we're not going to take Uncle Chuck, they call me Uncle Chucky. Uncle Chucky not going to take your money. He never take your money before. And the son said, where do you put your money? Me not moving up. I sit in one spot. And the little boy would have said, where you put your money? And he went and he looked. And he said, I put it on top of the fridge, and he looked. And he said, but there's 20. He said, oh no, $20. It's $40, 20 missing. And I would have, Jesus. He look what going around and look behind the fridge and look right where the grill was. And there come the $20 hooked up on
Oh,
back of.
dear.
And
Oh
the look,
my.
see your money here. And she said, oh, did you look there? No, she didn't look there. And she calmed down. Because there's no way I wouldn't take it. That's one thing I'm doing. Me not if I were me live. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, no. Me minor. The only reason why I take up the necklace, let's go back there. It's just because the woman home. And I feel more than less that if I sell it, I would get back what she owed me to go home. You understand what I'm saying? That
So,
was the
so,
only.
so, so, so you're saying that you're not a thief. You
No,
are, you are taking action based on a certain thing that was done to you to
right.
justify it.
So don't judge me that I'm a thief. I wonder if that included the 9,000 scandal bag with me thief. That add up to it. Thief me the thieves that time. Thief me the thieves is 9,000 bag.
Lacell, so you left that lady's house and you went to another house and you got involved in some very antisocial behavior. What was that?
I want to say antisocial behavior. No, that
Well,
is not
let me say not antisocial. Let me say illegal activities.
right. So you fix it that way. Not antisocial. That not to do with antisocial.
Yes. So
So
how did you?
here I am now at the place. So one day I was out playing basketball with the guys, with the fellas there. When we come back up, cause we didn't take the elevator. We walk on the staircase and we go up. And coming from inside of the house, I hear a familiar voice. I'm saying, no, man, that voice is sound like my cousin. And I'm a cousin that I'm knowing voice. We go together in school, da. When I open the door, bam, it was my cousin. And him say, Lacell, how we are doing here? And Marcel, I look at him and say, you know him? I say, yeah, man, I'm a blood cousin this. I'm say, I'm calling my name. And I say, what me I do here? I'm tell him. And I say, boy, I'm the rest of family them there, Brooklyn. If me wanted to come. I'm say, yeah, man. So just to take a breeze out of Queens, I went with him, jump on the train, and I go to Brooklyn. And I don't really drive on train that much. But this time I'm getting the train ride and I feel good on it and everything. And when I reach Brooklyn now, we come out and we're going to the house and everything. Night came, I didn't see anything. But me noticed the evening I come down too sudden. And when the evening come down, nobody now say nothing to me. The person who carried me there, him gone. So here I am sitting around, nobody who I'm familiar with. And then the only thing me can hear is, if you want to sleep, just clean off right this and sleep. That's what I heard.
Huh?
I mean, I look at everybody. Yeah?
Yes. Go ahead.
Me, I look at everybody like,
Strange.
strange. But guess what? That's my third cousin that a female house. But, you know, they just accept me right away and everything would have been good. So next morning, the man of the house would have said, you see that room, clean out everything out of the room. And it so happened that when I clean out the room, that room was mine.
Okay.
Then me go buy furniture for put in there. So I buy my little bed, and him would have buy everything for that. So we do that and everything. So in the next evening now, I wasn't there. I came in the house, and when I came in the house, I seen that me say, Jesus, me know me I got prison again. Me know my life don't come. Remember, you heard about weed in America. If you catch with that spliff, you got prison. People, I see ganja, I see ganja, I see ganja, I see ganja, I see ganja.
Oh.
Sir, is the
Hmm.
this weed I ever seen and then throw it out on one table long. When we say the table long, you know. Must say more than 100. I can't even. And people was on two sides of the table, cutting, bagging, cutting, bagging. The house itself, your clothing, maybe about 100 times. You know, say I warm water, you know, so me bathe, because you know, bathe at Jamaica often because water down here cold. I warm water, so me know me can bathe all the time. I feel like just to get the stench out of me. So me said to myself, I said, Jesus have mercy. They no prison me I go now. And everybody is doing what they're doing like it is norm. So we get to find out now that that is the environment that I'm going to be in. I pray, I said, Jesus, me one day going back over Queens and sleep on the floor would have been all right because I'm not seeing none of that. But days pass and days pass and I'm there. My cousin there was young, so they would have to go to school. So they get up in the morning and they go to school. So I remember one time now, so I realized that they run a weed spot. And the weed spot that they run it was well established. Well, it opened 7 o'clock on the dot. And that's why I come up with a song. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm at the weed spot, cutting some trees. Yeah. Said I want a $10 bag, but I only got 5 on me.
Wow.
That's the song because of the spot.
And this is 7 in the morning?
This
is 7 a.m. in the morning?
No, 7 a.m. in the evening. Every evening at 7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
Would have ready to go. So one day, one of the worker who was working in the spot make a boo-boo, and that was in the evening. And now the spot is there, people is coming, and they didn't have anybody to put in the spot because they got a guy who probably work for him in the night. You can't find him, so you have to find somebody to go in the spot at the time. And they didn't find anybody. They looking and there was, and I said, let me go down there. As I said before, I always the one who always trying to get myself to do things. I don't know why, but I volunteer now to go down there. No, the first night I go down there and I finish up what the guy was doing. It didn't count. But the other night I went down there on my own, I came up with more than anybody else that ever sell down there. Because they come to the conclusion that person was either selling on them or, you know what I'm saying? You know, you have 10, you carry 1 5. So your 10 would sell after you sell for your 5 first. I wasn't like a dude, me sell everything. And it was like, whoa, at the first. So time passed and I continued down there until one day the spot was raided.
By policemen?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And I was in the spot.
Wow.
Was in the spot. The only thing I can remember is I get a call on the walkie-talkie. It was like 5-0. And that was it because they couldn't talk on the radio again because the whole place was inoculated with police, helicopter, armored vehicle. They come for blood.
So what did you do?
I was down. I was right there in the spot. Couldn't make a move because they were right at the front door, and where I was, I have to come up, and they would have seen me, and I would have. So what they do with all with the barricade and the mask and everything, they come in and stand right at the door. The apartment is apartment building, so people go in and out of the apartment building. So what they do, they stand right at the door, just wait until somebody buzz to come in or come out. So they could have buzzed the button and somebody, a lot of persons who in a building, if you're near the buzzer, you don't ask who. Once a year, your buzzer bell, buzzer ring. You think say somebody you said a shop or somebody coming back up. So the door was open. So they opened the door. So me time they opened the door, I'm coming up. And as I can remember, the flashlight was in his left hand in my face, and his hand was on his side with his gun. To pull, I for some reason I get the door and come boom in front of him, lock the door with all the padlock with everything, and the only thing I remember hearing him say, "Son of a bitch, I got that nigga." That was his reply when I locked the door in front of him, and suddenly after the door lock, I could hear the saw, the electric saw, the saw off everything off to get in. So by then, I made my escape down the alley, through the basement, through the little back door right there. So go from 1 house, 2 house, 3 house, 4 house until I reach where I'm going. When I got there, they already in where I was selling this stuff. No, it wasn't crack or coke, it was just straight weed. The time I do that, they was already in there searching and looking, but what happened now, when I reached up to where I was, the only thing I can remember my family said was, "Thank God you're safe, thank God you're safe. You know, make them take everything. As long as they don't get you, you're good." And I turned to him and said, "Take what?" He said, you know, left the weed and the money. You see, you must be mad. Everything you have.
Oh my Lord. You slick, Lacell. You took everything with you.
If not a dime, not a nickel or a dime or a 50 cent, I carry everything. I jump over 3 fence with everything.
So Lacell, at this point in your time in your life,
I wasn't legal.
exactly. Weren't you now reflecting on your life?
No,
Where are you going?
it's not really reflect on my life, you know. You see, I developed this kind of confidence in myself. So listen to me, things is going to happen. I am not going to go back to Jamaica like this. You know what I'm saying? I came here to do, and I seen something that I wanted to do. So I'm going to do it. But one of the most important or funniest thing is when my cousin said to me, "Yes, let them take the weed and take the money as long as you're okay." And I said, "No, they didn't get nothing. They have everything." When he saw the money, the stacks of money, and it was a little bit of weed left, the man is like the respect what they have for me went up more. Because what they're saying that you could have hide it in the backyard,
Yeah. Yeah.
you could put it somewhere. But I know
Yeah.
$1,000 we are talking about,
Right. So what happened to your dream of becoming an actor?
No man, I never me leave from this and all of that done, all of that dry up. There's no there is no life in it. No, forget about acting. Me see where me can sell some weed and make some money. And think what me I do with acting, that good. You're good, we good. Me I get clothes and me can pack 2 barrel, who care? That me ever do. But I wanted more. I wanted more. So I remember I wrote this song. Me and my cousin. And the person I gave the song to type out for me live around the corner from where I live. So I went to get the paper from him. So on my way coming back, I would have get the paper and I would have going through the song. And I started to sing the song. Sunshine Lady, I want you, Sunshine Lady, I need you. The first time I saw you, my lady, I know that you're gonna be mine. Your love is driving me crazy, and I ain't gonna waste no time. So by me
Wow,
singing,
you hear the singer, you hear the singer. What, the man is not just an actor, you know. The man is a singer and
so
writer. You see it, and
I,
you hear it. So let me ask you something, my friend. You have done the drama with the weed, you know, you're still illegal. And I want to talk a little bit about now about how you actually came back to Jamaica, because there are clearly some things that happened and you decided that you're going to return. What now influenced this return to Jamaica?
all right. So let me so when once I was singing there, when I turned around, it was an open door, and the open door was a church, and church was going on, not even realize. And I walk into that church, and from I walk into that church, I started to observe, and I see this nice, fluffy, round skin girl,
Mm-hmm.
big body girl, and I turned around and was like, whoa, whoa, she looked good. Didn't say anything to her. I'm not. I'm a kind of shy guys like that. So the summertime, I put on a black party. So I was in charge to do the black party run at the same place where we do the thing. So we put on this big black party. We give away book, pencil. So everything to do with entertainment, they would like leave me to do that. So we give away book, we give away pencil, we give away shoes. So a lot of person might think, say, I'm doing this thing now. I'm doing this thing for years. We are doing our own cookout for years. And one of a couple of the young person them that come around from the corner, there was a member, they go to the church, their mother go to the church, their sister go to the church, and their aunt. One of them was the nephew of my wife to be. And they would have gone around here and talk about Uncle Chucky this, and Uncle Chucky give them book and everything. So they wanted to know who Uncle Chucky was. Because them said, you're still a kid, nobody know, but black kids would have come from all kind of black just to come to get books and supply. So because they are Christian, they wanted to know who Uncle Chucky is. So they come around and they say, oh, my grandmother and my aunt wanted to meet you. So they take me around, right around the corner from where I live. And when I went around there, same brown girl, so that was kind of shocking to me. And, we started to talk. And then, that time, me already engaged, so me not really go through that. Me engaged to one next girl already, but the relationship, she was a superior in the gang. She was a blood. So she was one of the superior blood women. She was the one who do the initiation for the bloods, them, for the girls. That's who I was engaged to.
Wow.
And
I said you were brave, but you're dangerous too.
I, I, I would have, I would have, I could have read red in my community, and I'm not a blood. And the reason why I could have read red, you would have seen a person walk up to me and it was like, yo, what popping, nigga? That's all the yo, nigga, what popping, yo? What popping, no? Yo, what are you repping? They would have, but one person to walk up to them right away and say, yo, son, no, man, that Tiff husband, man. Yo, you don't mess with him, son. That Tiff, because that's my girlfriend name is Tiffany, but they call her Tiff. So I would get my respect in the community because of my fiance.
So
You know,
that relationship didn't work out though.
no, because I happened to put my foot. I want to say put my foot on her. I happened to realize that she is more into the gang more than into me. She
Right.
was of a person who she is a she, there's no way I could do a relationship to how I am now as a man to know that I am a husband of a superior blood woman.
But you turned away from that.
So
So you're now dating this other girl.
no, dating my that kind of did finish. So I started to date this girl. And and I think I proposed to her when she take me now. Or my acting career kick back up now is when she take me to the Beacon Theatre to watch
Ah,
Tyler Perry play I Can Do Bad by Myself. That was when my eyes are sparkling when I seen the stage and when I seen Madea come out as Tyler and Tyler Perry come out as Madea and started to work the stage, and I was like, whoa. And then, because she didn't know, because I didn't tell them what work I used to do. They only know some around the Cooper Street. So my mother-in-law was aware of anybody come from around that address sell weed. So she didn't want her daughter to mix up with a person who sell weed. But sometimes in a reality, sometimes a pastor don't even understand that your daughter have to choose who they're going to choose, whether they're gunman, weedman, or everything. You have to know how to transition yourself from what you're doing to make
yeah.
people who are around you proud. So one thing lead to another. I start to explain to her. I get cassette of myself put together, and she seen the cassette, seen the tape, and said, "That's you." And then I rewrote Everton play Story Come to Bump. What I play Luxine, I play Girlie, and from right there. So when I do the play, let me tell you what happened. Remember, I know I told you that no roots players never bed it in America. You have to come from Jamaica to do
Right.
play.
Right.
So um when I resurrect the play and I start to go around to some promoters and persons who sell tickets for Olive and everything, and I tell them that I have this play called Story Come to Bump. Can you sell some tickets for me? And they say no. Him said nobody now come at the play. And sir, Amazuru nightclub, I make them wish that they did invest. I sold out that to tell people stand up. And from right there, the Girlie character has birthed in the United States. I was the
So you played Girlie in that play.
instead of Luxie, because no, Girlie was the one who made me popular. They don't know Luxie, they know Girlie. They love Girlie. So me have to keep up with the Girlie character now. So once I do the Girlie character, everybody start hear about Girlie. So Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Jersey, Staten Island, then I come demanding everybody want to come. I sold out every place that I go to. I never cancel a show. Even some person who say if I'm Oliver, they now watch it. Me give them the ticket. Me say this a 10 ticket me I go now. If you don't come at the show and you like it, you can't have to pay me. But if the show good, pay me money, and then me get paid for it. From every person who me give the ticket to, me get paid. And from right there, so they become a part of my fan base.
Yes.
Um,
So Lacell, the Girlie character was born again, but now I've realized that you have become Mr. Handsome. Now, tell me how you made the transition now from Girlie to Mr. Handsome.
all right, so here I am. I'm still in New York, and I create the character Mr. Handsome Tooth with my wife play as my wife. Juki Jam was in it, and I wanted to make a difference. You see, when you play one character, people feel like said that's the only character you can play.
Right.
Switch it around.
You become typecast.
Yes, that you can't do nothing else more than play that one character. But when I tried the Mr. Handsome character in the United States, it never catch on because people still say, "Oh, I like Handsome, a girl, I like," because people have a choice of the character they cling to. But me still never stop do the Girlie character. All right, so fast forward now. You're asking me my transition down here. Everybody knows what happened. You see, a lot of times person don't understand that all of us as human beings, we can get accused of something that we are not guilty of. We can get accused of something that we are guilty of, and we get away with it. Can I say it again? A
Sure.
lot of times we can get accused of something that we are not guilty of, and we can get away We can get accused of something we guilty of and get away with it. And the things that you didn't do, you can't get away with it. So so here I am, was in a predicament that I tried my best to get out of it. That I can't get away from it. So hear me now. Me said to myself, say, I fight and try my best. And I said, you know what? It don't look like it's gonna work for me. So I said, you know what, send me home. Send me home. So I wasn't shackled as everybody else and sent to Kingston on this long thing where everybody come and you have to sign on. No, that wasn't in my case. You know what I'm saying? So I come home and here I am now trying to pick up the pieces and be a good person. But you see, if you don't know, then you don't know.
Right. So you returned to Jamaica because there's apparently something that you were accused of. You know that you were not guilty, and you were.
I could prove it. Even though I couldn't prove my
Yeah.
innocence, then
It was a
what
sexual offense.
someone in that matter, something that I don't wanted to discuss. Because
Okay.
every time you discuss it, it bring back the memory back at you.
Okay,
And
I understand.
you
So
know,
let
we
me
can't.
ask you. Let me ask you a question before we wrap this up, because I mean this has been a very there's a lot of information, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of experiences that you had. Lacell, what would you want your legacy to be when you look back?
You see, I'm not foreseeing to get a mansion in the sky. My legacy would have been my two granddaughter, what I have now. Whatever I earned, whatever I didn't earn, whatever I didn't accomplish when I was just starting theater, I wanted to accomplish something that I can leave it for them. I want persons to know who they are.
Mm,
So persons out there who know me, just because of my greatness, because of what I do, you can give them a job.
okay,
You can
wonderful.
they are going the wrong way. You can say, let's say don't want to go to that direction. And if you
Yeah,
are help you, let me help you. That is my
yeah,
legacy. Um the again, they are young, not only them, but those two that I have here, they are young. I cherish them. I want whatever I didn't get. All the plays them that I write, produce, and direct with other producers, I have never get credited for them. So now, anybody that I'm working with now, like Dawkins, listen to me. This is what. This is what. If me and you own this company, and I'm the co-owner with you, whatever profit you make if I can't work, whatever profit you make when I gone, make sure my grandkids them get something from it.
yeah. I always ask this question to my guests when they come on the show, and this is my final question. If one young person was listening to you right now, one young person, what would you
Ah,
say to them? What would you say to that one young person?
listen, me man. Me that say every listen, me only go back. I won't have to say nothing to them. Just go back and listen from the beginning of this interview. What I said from the beginning, where I'm coming from to where I'm at now, there's nothing else to say. Just go in there and pick out and figure out, find yourself. A lot of you young persons, a lot of yous lack of the able to read and write, but nobody invested in you. Nobody don't see the potential in you that you're great. They class you, they cuss you because you're dunce and you don't know nothing. And then you see, if I listen to everybody who call me dunce and who call me fish and all kind of sea creature, if I listen to you, then I wouldn't be here. I listen to them, I wouldn't be here doing this interview. For every time somebody say that to me, for every time somebody say some words to me, I wouldn't reach the age 52. The world is on your fingertip. The world is at your fingertip. Put it that way. And you have potential in singing, dancing, writing, producing. Then do it, no man.
Absolutely.
I only say this part. I didn't go through everything. I did not.
I know, and we're totally aware of that, but we only have a certain amount of time on the show. But I really respect that last statement that you made. I mean, I'm sure not just young people will be inspired, but many other people too. You did that. You unearth the talents that were within you. You made the opportunity work for you. You went ahead and you explored all those things inside of you. And now you're here. He's on YouTube, he's on TikTok, he's all over the place. He's making his money from
You know,
all
say,
these different streams.
I go to America and sell icy. I go to America and sell shave ice. I go to America and I sell chicken right at the train station. I went there and I sell socks and everything that I could get to sell, I sell it. And that was after I leave the weed spot. Because you don't know, so you have to,
This sounds like it needs to have a part two to this. I think there's so much left to be said.
Definitely.
But Lacell, I want to thank you so much for being here, for sharing yourself this today. It has been, to me, I sit and I listen to you and I said, look how many times that we overlook people because of one reason or another. And what we must recognize is that we need to find the time to encourage and to find out what is inside of you. Because you're a school dropout, you were lived on the street, but you never felt that you were worse than, or you were just that. You believed in yourself. Lacell, thank you so much. You are an inspiration, and I hope that people will listen to this podcast over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure. I really, really think that this should be a part two. But guess what? You tell me. You tell me what you think. And join us.
You will see the text and people will saying it.
Yes.
Say,
join us next time on Lights, Camera, Real Life. And as I said, if you want to see this program again, you can watch it on Spotify or Google Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcast. And you can also listen to it on YouTube. And let me tell you something. Girlie is always shaking things up. Lacell, walk good.
Thank you.